What's up, guys? Emily here with Emlovz, and today we're talking about the article that came out, Psychology Today, The Rise of Lonely Men. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a reaction video from the man's perspective so you can get a little juxtaposition on how men feel versus how women feel. And so we're going to do a reaction video on Tribe of Men's conversation around the rise of lonely single men. So let's dive in.
Welcome back, Tribe. Let's get into it. Got an article here that you guys have sent me called The Rise of Lonely Single Men. Men need to address their deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations. Already, I am not surprised it's that men need to. Society doesn't need to do anything. Women don't need to do anything. It's men's problems. It's always your fault. No one's coming to save you. I've told you that, and we're going to probably see it here in this article. Younger and middle-aged men are the loneliest they've been in generations, and it's probably going to get worse. This is not my typical rosy view of relationships, but a reality nonetheless. Over the last 30 years, men have become a larger portion of the growing group of long-term single people. And while is that men going their own way? Shocker. When you see the cards stacked against you with laws that are enforced to hold you down, of course you're not going to want to play the game. In situations like that, the best move is to not play at all or go overseas and just pick a whole different board game with more favorable laws.
Oh my God, this is such a negative view. You don't have to go overseas to find love, I promise.
And while you don't actually need to be in a relationship to be happy, men typically are happier and healthier when partnered. Here are the three broad trends in relationship landscapes that suggest heterosexual men are in for a rough road ahead. Dating apps. Whether you're just starting to date or you're recently divorced and dating again, dating apps are a huge driver of new romantic connections in the United States. The only problem is that the upwards of 62% of users are men, and many women are overwhelmed by the number of options they have.
True, but the good news is most men are doing the same exact thing. They're saying, hey, hello, hi, how are you? And so if you're strategic and you put a little more effort into what you say and how you design your profile, it's very easy to stand out from the competition and be in that top 10% of the population, which is what I teach in my program. So don't let this make you feel hopeless, because I think in the last 30 days, we had 7 of our students get into relationships and 1 of them get married. So it's definitely possible, and it happens all the time in my program.
And they choose to exercise those options with a 95-5 rule. Competition in online dating is fierce, and lucky in-person chance encounters with dreamy partners are rarer than ever. Yeah, the dating landscape has completely changed. Every time you go to a bar now, you can pretty much bet the people that are single looking, that are there, have a date on the way from a dating app. Relationship standards.
So don't go to bars to meet people. Not the highest quality anyway.
So many options, it's not surprising that women are increasingly selective. I do a live TikTok show and speak with hundreds of audience members every week. I hear recurring dating themes from women between ages of 25 and 45. They prefer men who are emotionally available, who are good communicators, and who share their values. It's nice for them to say that's what they prefer. Again, watch what they do, not what they say. The men they're hooking up with have none of that. What they're saying is they wish the bad boys they're hooking up with were emotionally available, were good communicators, did share their values for having a family and children. But Chad isn't interested in those 3 things at all. So when women...
I don't have any Chads in my program, and they are all finding amazing partners by being emotionally available, good communicators, and sharing their values. So I disagree with this guy.
Speak about what they want. Understand she's speaking about Brad Pitt types, not your average man.
Not true at all. Not true at all. I don't think I have any Brad Pitt types in my program, and a lot of my clients are finding love every day.
Skill deficits. For men, this means a relationship skill gap that, if not addressed, will likely lead to fewer dating opportunities and longer periods of being single. There's less patience for poor communication skills today. The problem for men is that emotional connection is the lifeblood of a healthy, long-term love, and it requires all the skills that families still are not consistently teaching young boys. Yeah, and let's mention the diluted standards of women today, where they want absolutely the highest quality man they can get. It's not about men's relationship skill gap and women being better in relationships. Women are not in any relationships. They're just getting pumped and dumped on the carousel. No man is committing to them. What relationship skill gap is there? The only skill gap there is body count. While there's probably no chance of stemming the rising tide of unintentional...
First of all, I want to know how long it's been since this guy had a good date or even had a partner that he cared about? I don't know.
Single men, there is some good news. The algorithms are becoming increasingly more complex on dating apps and other online platforms. They're not becoming more complex. They're behind paywalls. You got to pay to get more matches. You got to pay to be seen by women. It's all a finesse for money. Dating apps, unless you're in the top percentile of looks and status, are complete.
That's not totally true. It's really, do you know how to set up your profile in a way that is attractive to women? You don't have to be Brad Pitt. I tell you now, believe me. But you do have to set yourself up correctly because she needs to know what you're all about. You have to have good photos. Those photos have to tell a story about you, and you have to say something meaningful in your self summary. Actually, the dating apps are one of the most powerful tools we have that we've never had access to before to help you find a super deeply compatible partner beyond just jumping into a bar and thinking, oh, maybe we'll share the same core values. That's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. I totally disagree with this guy, but you do need to know how to set up your profile. And yes, you do need to be in that top 10% to get the success that you want, but you can learn it. You don't have to just be a gift from God, right? You just need to learn it. And that's what I teach in my program.
They're designed to take your money. They even hide you from prospective women. One result is that great matches are on the rise. One dating app, Hinge, found through beta trials that 90% of users rated their first date positively, with 72% indicating that they wanted a second date. Of course, Hinge would say that about their own app because they have absolutely no financial incentive to say so.
That's actually kind of true. I like his critical feedback there.
How can men reap the benefits of algorithms? Level up your mental health game. That means getting into some individual therapy to address your skill gaps. Is this where dating coaches come in? Is this going to be the new industry, dating coaches? It means
it is, baby. You know, anybody who's successful in their life has helped to get there. If your parents weren't a good role model and you didn't learn how to be a Don Juan or how to have the right communication skills with women, then why not hire an expert who can help you get what you want out of life rather than going on YouTube and bitching about how men are it's not fairly treated. Just get better. Just improve. Get the woman that you want. We have it happen every day in our program.
Valuing your own internal world and respecting your ideas enough to communicate them effectively. It means seeing intimacy, romance, and emotional connection as worthy of your time and effort. So it's men's fault, huh? You have to level up your mental health game, men. You have a mental problem if you want to sleep around the way women do, if you want to be sexually empowered as a man, if you don't want to commit to women because you feel there aren't any worthy to commit to, and if you don't want to get married because the laws are so messed up, and if the divorce ever happens, you lose everything. No.
So get a prenup, choose the right partner, and if you don't know how to find the right partner, hire a coach like me who really specializes in helping you find a partner that you'll never want to get divorced from. I don't know. I don't trust a dude who wears sunglasses inside. Sorry.
No. You know what that means? That means you have a problem mentally and you need to go see therapy. We don't need to change the underlying root causes of society causing men to check out and or go overseas.
This is like super toxic masculinity.
Weird how it's always on your shoulders, isn't it, fellas? Ultimately, we have an opportunity to revolutionize romantic relationships and establish new, healthier norms. New norms. Men don't want new norms. Men want the old traditional.
Sorry, things are changing. We are calibrating into a healthier society.
Norms. Men want traditional women. If a man's expected to go to work and provide for his woman nonstop and break his back for a family, she better be traditional in the sense that she turns a house into a home, is raising the children, is cooking and cleaning, is making that place paradise for the man to come home to.
I'm so sad if people believe this. Women can work too. We can also earn an income and we can do everything that a man can do. Ooh, I didn't know this was going to be so triggering, but yikes. This is not a healthy view of gender roles at all. In fact, I don't know a woman who would want to date a guy who thinks that she should only be at home cooking and cleaning.
That's what men want. Why can't people see that? A certain kind of people with a certain kind of thing in between.
He's speaking for all men? I don't think so. I think some men like it when a woman makes more than them even. Hey, then they can go on vacation all the time and maybe she can help provide so he doesn't have to stress so much. What about that? What about being a stay-at-home dad? He could be the guy to stay at home. What about that? Is this not a reality that is possible in 2022? I don't know.
their legs. But we won't have that conversation because it's probably deemed misogyny. It's likely that some of these romances will be
Okay, I want to know if he has a girlfriend or a wife, or like when the last date he went on was.
Transformative and healing, disrupting generational trauma and establishing a fresh culture of admiration and validation. Men have a key role in this transformation, but only if they go all in. It's going to take that kind of commitment to themselves, to their mental health, and to the kind of love they want to generate in the world. Will we step up? Beta Bill, who wrote this article, no the fuck we won't step up in a system that's broken with people we don't want to commit to for the rest of our lives, with a nightmare scenario of offing ourselves if it goes south.
Okay, first of all, if you're watching this video and you're getting advice from people, make sure that you know that the person giving you advice has what you want, right? You don't want to take workout advice from a dude who's 300 pounds. You don't want to take advice about love and how you should be a man from a dude who's single and can't get a date. Like, I don't know his story, but he seems really angry. And usually that's because you haven't had much love in the love department. So just make sure you're taking advice from people who have what you want. I personally have been in a very healthy and loving relationship for the past 10 years. I teach people how to find healthy, happy, loving, respectful relationships, equal relationships. So if you're taking advice from this guy, just make sure he has the life that you want. Because right now, dude doesn't seem too happy.
Because the state grants your partner ultimate power over your finances and livelihood.
So sign a prenup. Hello?
If it goes wrong, they'll take away your legacy, your kids, with a simple lie. The courts will absolutely drain you of your money. You will be left with absolutely nothing.
Sounds like a personal story. I'm sorry if that happened to you, but there are solutions. Always get a prenup for sure, but also you need to learn how to select partners that you respect. And this guy does not sound like a man who respects women at all.
How many more stories do we need to hear about men who decided to check out of life because of a nasty divorce where his reputation was absolutely tarnished on a lie? I've seen it myself bartending. Men are drinking themselves to death, telling me stories.
It's not really the place to go to find the top echelon dudes, though, right?
About how their women told everybody, the family, the social circles that they ran in, how that guy did this to the kids, did this to her. The court ended up granting that woman or those women everything. The guy's destitute now. He has to go to work, and if he misses a payment, he's going to prison. He now kicked out of his house, lost all his assets, is going to work, coming home to a dingy apartment, or worse yet, living in his car. And the pressure is...
I'm sorry, but it just feels like this is his personal story. And I'm sorry for you if you went through that. But yikes, that's not everybody's story.
So intense that he says, I can't do this anymore. I can't even see my kids. She's taken them from me. She's taken everything I've ever worked for. Everything I've broken my back for. My nest egg, the home. Everything is gone. And I only live to provide her with a paycheck. I'm done. I can't take it anymore.
Well, that sucks. And if you this is what coaching exists for, so that you don't make that choice, so that you don't get involved with a woman who's just going to take from you and not have an equal footing. Like, what I don't like about what he has to say is he views women as like, they have to go work, and I mean, they have to be in the home and make the home all great for the man. And then they just take from the man. But like, bro, if you went out and found a woman who it wasn't a traditional gender role and she was also passionate about her career, for example, then maybe she wouldn't be trying to take from her partner because she doesn't need anything, right? I don't know. I just feel like this is a really skewed perspective.
I'm out. And that's the story of quite a few men. And I'm not even going to go into all the stupid TikToks that reference this article from women, the very same women that are going to cry about why no man wants to commit to them, laughing at the rise of lonely men, saying things that are misandrous, that should get you banned off platforms. You know, like they did apparently somebody named the world's worst misogynist, a top G, right? The algorithm's probably waiting to parse through the video and get his name so they can shadow ban the video. Anywho, just remember, man, what you do and say matters. It's actionable. And what they do and say doesn't matter. It's not actionable. I don't even want to get into this topic anymore because if I say what I really want to say, this video is going to get demonetized. So again, I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to join.
Okay, well, I'm super sorry that this guy is in such a bad place, and I hope that he gets the help that he needs to find a healthy, respectful, loving relationship that is possible, you guys. And I also hope that if you're watching this, that you're on a journey to really find that perfect partner for you, the woman that respects you, who gives as much as you give to her, so there's equality in the partnership. And if you're looking for help with this is exactly what I teach in my program. You can learn more about that at emlovz.com. You can read through stories of what students have to say about the program. And we've had so many people find love with us. It is such a gift to get to see men who are not jaded, who do not feel this way, have success in our program. So there is a lot of lonely single men right now, and I do believe that we can change that, guys, but it's an entire process that is happening, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if you want to get better at this and you really want to learn how to attract the woman of your dreams, check us out at emlovz.com and leave us a comment in the comments below. That wraps up this video, guys. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.